Basically, people travel far, run, walk on, swim, travel far, follow, drink and go. Underground railroad, not easy way. People travel far, run, walk on, swim, travel far, follow, drink and go. Have you ever lost something? Something you wanted back real bad? Sometimes we lose things because we forget where we left them. Where'd I put my hat? And we spend lots of time looking for it. But sometimes we lose something because it up and went away. Just gone. Didn't ask you if it could go. Didn't tell you where it was going. Just gone. Well, this here is a story about going and gone. It's also a story about losing and getting. See, when we lose something, sometimes what we lost is getting something else. I think there's somebody here who can help me explain. I'll see y'all a little later. Where'd he go? It's mine. I paid good money for it, and it's mine. Did you see it? Can you tell me where it is? I know nobody stole it, so it must have run away. Well, I want it back, and I want it back now. I'm the one that feeds it, I gives it a good home, and I takes care of it. So it's mine, right? Right. Oh, there it is. I see it. In the river. That's Tice. What? That's the Ohio River. He can't get across that river. If he does, he won't be in Kentucky no more. He'll be in Ohio, and Ohio won't give me back my slave. Won't be getting back nothing, just be losing my property. I'll just keep an eye on him and run down this here river edge along the bank. Hey, I'll get a boat and cross the river first. If I can beat him to the other side, I can catch him and he'll still be my slave. Then I'll show him who's master. Yes, sir, I sure will. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I'm gonna get this here boat, keep an eye out on him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Keep him in sight while I tie this boat. Yes, sir, there he is, swimming in the river. Boy, I have a surprise for you. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Underground railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far. Follow the drink and go. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Did you hear about Tice Davids?
Yeah, sure did. Heard he got away clean.
I heard he got away on the Underground Railroad.
That's right. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm. What's an Underground Railroad?
Well, it's not a thing you can see exactly.
Well, what is it?
It's something that helps slaves get to freedom.
Oh,
It's a secret, you see.
so why do they call it the Underground Railroad?
Well, what's the fastest thing moving today?
A horse?
Nope.
Oh, a railroad train.
Yep. And Tice had to be moving some kind of fast to get away. Only thing is, nobody saw him. So he was out of sight. Underground, maybe. All those slaves that run away to freedom, we say they took the Underground Railroad because they go fast and nobody sees them running away.
Mmm.
Running on to freedom.
I want to take the Underground Railroad.
Oh, it's dangerous, boy. You ever been away from this here farm?
No, but I know I can get away, and I don't want to be no slave all my life.
Well, you might think you're getting freedom, but you could be losing your life. Slave catchers will hunt you down with dogs. They'll catch you and bring you back. You probably get a beating. That's what you'll get. No, you be careful who you mention the Underground Railroad to.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I got work to do, and so does you.
Yes, ma'am. I have to be careful who I talk about the Underground Railroad to. I sure enough don't want to get in no trouble. No, sir. But I'm thinking about the Underground Railroad all the time. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow the drinking gourd. Underground Railroad had conductors, help the slaves get away to freedom. Black, brown, red, and white, they help the slaves stay out of sight.
You looking to run away with the Underground Railroad?
Who told you that?
Don't you never know mine who done told me, is you or is you ain't running away with the Underground Railroad?
Well, I don't rightly know. I ain't found the Underground Railroad yet. How can I run away on something I ain't seen yet?
Well, listen close, 'cause I'll tell you what to do. You wait until the night time comes in the sky and the sky gets real dark. Then you look and you find the drinking gourd. 7 stars in the shape of the Big Dipper. See?
Okay.
Then you look for the biggest star. That's the North Star. You follow that star and you'll be heading in the right direction. North.
And then what?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and then what if you just hold your horses? There is a farm about 5 miles from here. Go there and somebody will help you. Knock on the door, and when they say, "Who is it?" you say, "It's a friend. I'm following the North Star and the drinking gourds."
But what about the slave catchers?
Stay away from them.
And the dogs?
Stay away from them too. Now get.
Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow that drinking gourd. Underground Railroad had conductors, help the slaves get away to freedom. Black, brown, red, and white, they helped the slaves stay out of sight. Late that night, Kyle packed a small sack with some food. He dressed real warm, and he snuck away from the farm into the woods. First, I have to find the drinking gourd. 7 stars in the shape of a Big Dipper. Okay, I see it. Now, the North Star.
There it is. That's the biggest star in the sky, so that must be it. And I must be crazy. I can't do this. I don't know where I'm going.
But I don't want to be no slave all my life. So here I go. Kyle followed the North Star and the directions the mysterious woman gave him until he reached a small farm. He went up to the cabin and knocked on the door. Who is there?
A friend. I'm following the drinking gourd and the North Star.
Just a moment. When the door opened, Kyle went inside. He saw a small man and a woman. They were both white. Kyle was very scared.
am a friend, and I am following the North Star and the drinking gourd.
You may stay here tonight and rest. We have some food, not much, but enough to share with a friend. Tomorrow morning, you'll come with me in the back of my cart. You can hide under the hay. No one will know you are there. Where are we going? To the next station.
A what?
Another house where someone will help you get to where you're going. There are others escaping. You won't be alone. Now, eat and rest. The journey tomorrow is long. You can sleep in the barn. Kyle rested and he ate, but he could not sleep. He was too excited thinking about the North Star and the drinking gourd and these strangers who were helping him get to where he wanted to go. In the morning, Kyle joined 3 other runaways in the back of the cart. They hid under the straw. They were very, very quiet. The ride was bumpy, but they didn't make a sound. It was dark, but they didn't make a sound. They didn't know where they were going, but they didn't make a sound.
Whoa there! Whoa there! You seen any runaway slaves around here? We're looking for runaway slaves. Pay good reward money if you catch them.
My, good money is hard to come by. I'll remember that.
We're looking for a runaway slave by the name of Moses, named Harriet Tubman. We're offering a reward of $40,000 to catch her.
$40,000 is a lot of money. What did this Harriet Tubman, this Moses, do?
She's a troublemaker is what? Been in and out of here some 19 times and took away over 300 slaves. So we got a reward. We're gonna catch her too. We're gonna catch her as soon as we can. So you seen her runaway slaves, you know what to do.
Sure do. I'll keep that in mind as I roll on around here doing my journey and my chores. If I see any runaway slaves, I'll keep that reward money in mind.
All right.
Good day.
Ho, giddy up, let's go.
Ooh, let's go. Underground railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow the drinking gourd. Harriet Tubman was a conductor. Lots of people wanted to catch her. Did they catch her? Who knows? Did they catch her? Who knows? $100, 200, 300 more. Harriet Tubman had a reward. Did they catch her? Who knows? Did they catch her? Who knows? The cart traveled a long time with Kyle and the others in the back. It was a bumpy ride, but Kyle was excited. They finally came to another house. There, they were given some food and warm clothes, and they rested a while. The people who helped them were called conductors. They helped slaves escape to the north. The man with the cart went back home. Now, Kyle and the others had to walk to the next station. They waited until night to move through the woods, and they were very, very careful not to let anyone see them or hear them. Underground railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow that drinking gourd. When they heard horses coming, they hid until the horses passed. They kept following the Drinking Gourd, the Big Dipper, and the North Star. It was dark at night and scary. They thought about turning back, but Kyle knew that if he did, he would get a beating, so his freedom would be gone, lost. So they kept moving, sleeping in the woods, moving quickly at night, eating whatever they could find. Kyle saw a reward sign, but he could not read. Most slaves were not allowed to read. Someone read the reward sign for him. Reward, runaway slave, 18 years old, by name of Mindy, 5 foot 6 inches tall, dark skin with long black hair, has cut over right eye, wanted, alive and unharmed, $150. Underground railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow, and drink and go. The reward sign gave Kyle the willies. He wondered if there was a reward sign for him. By and by, Kyle and the others reached New York, a free state. They felt so happy to be free.
Here I am, New York City, a free state. What am I going to do with my freedom? Well, we'll just see. I don't have to do nothing at all. So, Mr. Kyle, what are you going to do on your free day? Well, I think I will do nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. That's what I'm going to do.
But Kyle did not know about a brand new law. That law would change his mind real fast.
There's a new law. It's the Fugitive Slave Law. What does that mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that any runaway slaves can be caught and sent back to their rightful masters. You mean back into slavery? That's right, where they belong. Slaves belong to their masters. Just 'cause they run away don't change nothing. Masters, good masters, all over the South, losing their slaves. And we want some back. And we want some back now. I knows all about that Underground Railroad, too. But if slaves make it to the North, they are no longer in a slave state, so they would be free. No. This new law says we can catch runaways in the North and send them back to where they belong. Say, you look like you could be a runaway. No, sir. I was born in the North. I have always been free, and I have never been a slave. I have not even lived in the South.
Is that right?
Yes, sir, it is.
So, you have any free papers to show that you're not a runaway slave? Not one of them runaways that gets north and gets all gussied up and fancy and smart acting? Huh? You got any papers?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, that don't mean nothing. I hear that runaway slave Frederick Douglass learned how to read and write, wrote his own free papers. How do I know you ain't wrote your own free papers?
I did not. I am a free black. I was born free. I have never been a slave.
Is that right? Well, we'll just see about that. I'm taking you with me. Fancy something like you's worth a lot of money.
No, let me alone.
Now, it ain't so bad. You might like it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Well, I'll get you with this fugitive slave law. I'll catch you and send you to a good master in the South. You see how good for you slavery is. I knows all about that Underground Railroad. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far, the Northway, walk, run, swim, travel far, follow the drinking gourd. Slaves were not allowed to read. Laws were written to claim this deed. Frederick Douglass learned to read. He plotted and schemed till he was freed. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far, the Northway, walk, run, swim, travel far, follow that drinking gourd.
Kyle, you are not safe anymore here in New York.
What? What are you talking about? I run all this way with the Underground Railroad. I'm free now.
No, you are not. Listen to me and listen good. You got to go further away. You got to go to Canada. That's the only way you'll be safe.
Canada? Why I got to go to Canada? And where is this Canada anyway?
Far away. But you can follow the North Star again. This new fugitive slave law still makes you a slave if you stay in New York. You could be sold back into slavery.
No. I'm going to Canada. I don't care how far it is. I'm not being no slave no more. Just when I thought I was free.
Good luck, Kyle.
Thanks. I'm on my way to Canada. I'm on my way to Canada, that cold and dreary land. The sad effects of slavery I can't no longer stand. I've served my master all my days without a dime reward, and now I'm forced to run away to free the lash abroad. Farewell, oh master, don't think hard of me. I'm traveling on to Canada where all the slaves are free. Kyle went all the way to Canada to get his freedom. You remember what I said earlier about getting and losing? Well, Kyle was getting his freedom, but his slave master was losing his slave. Kyle was gone, a runaway. Kyle was lucky though. Not every slave got his or her freedom. Runaways were caught and sent back into slavery. Some were killed. But there were those runaways who went all the way to Canada. Some didn't go to Canada. Some stayed in the North, even with the fugitive slave law, which caused a heap of commotion. There were so many people who helped slaves escape, even after that new law. We don't know all of the people by name. This went on for a long time. Then the war broke out, North against South, the Civil War. But that's another story. This here story is about, well, you know. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the Northway. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow the drinking gourd. Underground Railroad had conductors, helped the slaves get away to freedom. Black, brown, red, and white, they helped the slaves stay out of sight. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People traveled far the Northway. Walk, run, swim, travel far, follow the drinking gourd. Harriet Tubman was a conductor. Lots of people wanted to catch her. Did they catch her? Who knows? Did they catch her? Who knows? $100, $200, $300 more. Harriet Tubman had a reward. Did they catch her? Who knows? Did they catch her? Who knows? Underground Railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far. Follow the drinking gourd. Slaves were not allowed to read. Laws were written to claim this deed. Frederick Douglass learned to read. He plotted and schemed till he was freed. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far. Follow the drinking gourd. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far. Follow the drinking gourd. Underground Railroad, not a subway. People travel far the north way. Walk, run, swim, travel far. Follow the drinking gourd.
And that's our story for today.